and welcome to Headline Heroes, a comedy podcast where we take today's headlines and make a comic book origin story. My name is Nathan Haynes.
And I'm Tanner Ackerman.
Almost said I'm Drew Mick, but because I'm so used to hearing that after the intro. But no Drew Mick this week. He got a new hat, and there was a really large gust of wind that sort of knocked the hat off his head. He started chasing it, and I don't know that he's caught up to it quite yet. So I think we're just going to go on without him today. And hopefully, Drew, hoping you find your hat, buddy.
He's probably causing a series of mishaps all around town. Not even
He's doing a lot
of
like Mr. Magoo shit, like walking across I-beams while chasing his hat. Letters are going through the sky, narrowly being missed by a piano, like all kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
He gets into. Yeah, well, so since it's just Tanner and I this week, in the name of keeping things efficient, why don't we just get right into it, Tanner?
Let's do it.
First I should remind you what we do here. Drew's not here to ask me what we do here. So I almost forgot to say what we do here. But of course, you know, Tanner, that every week you, Drew, and myself, or some subset of that, get together. We grab a strange and bizarre headline from the internet that our listeners have sent in. We use that as an origin story for a superhero or a supervillain. Now, I think last week we did a reissue, but the week before that, what did we make? And therefore, what are we making this week?
Yes, last week we were off last week with a reissue. The week before that we did make a hero, and my own handwriting is terrible. So this is stare realist. So it was the person who could like make things like a surrealist painting with their vision if they're staring at it. Was the gist of it.
And they were a mall cop of some kind?
Yeah, and it was kind of...
surprisingly little Paul Blart mall cop discussion last week, now that I think about it.
We really did kind of drop the ball. Man, that was a low-hanging fruit, and we fucked up.
And or said another way, maybe we left that fruit for somebody else, and we reached for some higher, tastier fruit.
That's true. Sometimes you don't want to go for the easiest one. But that, of course, means we're going to make a villain this week, and I've picked an article at random. That one is number 9 for you guys. Well, just you, I guess. I'm went on autopilot there.
I'll send it to Drew anyway.
Yeah, send it to him. And the headline is, I got to scroll back up. I actually scrolled down the headline for some reason. Rats avoid actions that will hurt others, even if it earns them a treat.
Boy, howdy, this is going to be a tough one for a villain, but I feel like we can.
Rats are super empathetic, is what we get from this. I guess right off the bat, like, who the fuck is putting these rats through this like torturous test?
I believe it would be the Netherlands Institute for Neuroscience.
Those sons of bitches.
Rats didn't do fucking anything, man.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I found that rats, like humans, can tell if like other species are getting hurt by something.
Well, do something. Well, stop doing something they like if it harms another rat. Well, that's kind of them.
That is.
Wish maybe more people were like rats.
I wasn't going to say it, but yes.
Listen, I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are. Okay, so, usually at this point, Drew comes up with a fun little question semi-related to the article, but honest to God, I don't even know. Tanner, have you ever done something to hurt someone else just because you enjoyed it? Tell me about that.
I was going to say, like, have you ever had a pet rat or something like that? Was what I was going to
No, I think I got the first question out there, so you should probably answer that. Let me just... Good thing we're recording.
I know, like, everything I did to Drew when we were in high school together.
Oh, yeah, all the swirlies and what all.
Yeah, that's canon that I was Drew's bully in high school.
It's a deep lore that goes back many episodes.
Yeah. What about you? Who'd you bully in high school?
Carl? All the nerds below me on the totem pole. Because, of course, I was not a nerd. I was a jock. Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. I was on the JV golf squad, so...
Is that true? Were you actually on that?
Yeah, but I mean, it was basically like anyone who wasn't on the varsity was on the junior varsity golf thing, goes. So it's like, I was not good.
That's how, like, I was on the JV tennis team in my freshman year.
Oh, damn, you a tennis player? All right.
I did tennis one year instead of track, and then I was like, well, I'm much, much better at running. I should probably stick to that, even though tennis is very fun.
Is that when your love of the Flash arose? Because you were running, and he runs a lot, and
kind of. Well, I mean, if you want to really go back into it, I always loved being the fastest runner in like my neighborhood and stuff. And if I got new shoes, I would always have to race people immediately.
Damn, the shoe lore goes deep with
I
you,
thought my
huh?
shoes... Yeah, dude, I've always been into sneakers and shit. Like, this stuff goes way back, apparently. But yeah, so I always thought new shoes made me faster and stuff. And then, yeah, I just love the Flash because I was very narrow-minded, I guess.
You just like to be a fast boy.
Yeah.
And then you would always be super fast and you would run through those people, killing them because, of course, it may have hurt them, but you really enjoyed doing it, which brings us back to the article.
Back. That's a callback.
Okay, so we gotta make a villain out of this.
Yeah.
I mean, the obvious thing would be to turn it well. Okay, so what I was gonna say was just to turn it around to find a rat that does not avoid actions like that because they get a treat. But one, we've done so many like animal.
I know.
Something is wrong with an animal.
That's immediately like I was like, we can't just like really focus on the fact that it's a rat because like wasn't like the like mouse assassin one like 5 episodes ago?
It was not like here. I have the thing up.
That's what my notes.
Was that Fantastic Fur?
Yes. No, that was
no, that was the Merc Who's a Mouse.
Yeah, that was 145.
That was like 7 episodes ago, but still too close.
Yeah, like not very long ago.
So, and the other thing I was kind of struggling with is like, I was like, okay, maybe they like somehow make some sort of serum based on this that removes a person's empathy ability, but then you just have a psychopath.
Yeah,
like, that's
like
not particularly funny on this comedy podcast that we make together.
No. Fuck, I don't know.
I'm gonna read the article a little more closely. Maybe there's something in here.
Okay, so I have maybe an idea.
Let's hear it.
Because sometimes we do villains who aren't like purposely being villains, but maybe like they were doing an experiment on like, I don't know, a person based off these rats or something. They somehow accidentally made their brain think that everything they do or everything someone else is doing is always harming another person. So they're like constantly trying to stop everyone from hurting each other, even when no one is doing that. Is that something? Or is that just like a movie pitch that I just made?
I think we're halfway there. The part that I think we need to figure out is the super part of it. Because I'm down with that sort of like motivation, but what abilities does this person in question have? Or like, it doesn't have to necessarily be like super abilities, but like, are they like super smart? Like, do they have technology on their side? Like, what is the super part of this?
Yeah,
how are they going to enforce this?
That's what was missing. I knew it didn't seem right. So yeah, they need to have like some sort of power. Maybe they can make other people feel the way that I just said, where they think every single thing is like harming people. Is that good?
I'm worried it's a little depressing.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's definitely depressing because people are just like trying to not hurt people. All of a sudden, they become way too empathetic. Okay, well, no, we could flip it. What they're doing is trying to make it so people aren't empathetic and are just rude all the time. They're trying to make the world full of rude people.
Oh, they succeeded. Oh, double burn on the world.
Oh my God, you're coming for everyone today.
I know. Nobody on Earth is safe,
But I mean, because I don't want to quite do like, because you did say like if we take away their ability, there's a serial killer or like a psychopath. But it could just like everyone just becomes like even less considerate. Like they don't even say "ope" when they bump into you anymore or something like that.
That's rude.
Yeah. So
there was a TikTok I was watching about I guess I don't know. I'm really showing my whole ass here, but that Eminem song, was it "Lose Yourself" where he says, "There goes gravity."
Yes, he does. Yeah, and "Lose Yourself." That is one lyric. In
where
Lose
it
Yourself.
was like where the actual word is there goes gravity, but I guess it like I've always said it is "ope." There goes gravity.
Wait, he says "oh" there.
That is what. Hold on, is it "lose"? Well, now I'm showing my whole ass in a lot.
I feel like I always thought he said "ope." There goes gravity.
So the lyrics officially say "oh."
Wow. So is that just like our Midwestern brains were filling that in then?
I think so.
That's insane.
Or that's how everyone heard it, but no, I think this is the Midwest thing.
It's another Bernstein Bears thing going here. Wait, so what was the TikTok?
It was literally. Oh, it was. This guy was talking to his girlfriend or wife and being like, having her fill in the blank with what she thought it was, and she also said "ope."
Oh, well,
because they're from the Midwest.
Yes. So, but in this world, no one would say "ope."
Could there be something where there's this villain doing bad things and they have the ability to, I sort of in tandem with what you were talking about, like superhero comes up and is like, I'm going to fucking kick your ass because you're doing all this villainous stuff. And they're like, they have the ability to basically make the superhero think that like averse to hurting them. Like,
oh, okay.
To be like, oh, you don't want to hurt me. Like that would be that would like make me feel bad, and the hero would be like, oh my god, you're right. I don't want to do that.
Okay, so his
anything
power is
to not hurt another human being,
making everyone super empathetic towards him specifically.
Right
there, you go. You found it. That's
we
not
did it.
Depressing. It's there you go, and it's not like
it's very selfish, but it's a villain, so that's perfect.
Yes, that is perfect. So what do they? God, I was just gonna be like, do they just walk into a bank and like make the bank teller feel really bad for him and give him a bunch of money? But like, we always just say like, do they go steal from a bank?
Wait, what do you say again?
Like anytime we have a villain, where I was like, oh, are they like robbing a bank? So I just didn't want to go down the trope of like they walk into a bank and like make everyone like the bank teller feel really bad for him and give him a bunch of money.
I mean, I think that's definitely something they would do
for sure, but I just don't want that to be like the main thing I focus on. I feel like, I mean, rightfully so. It's super easy to go towards robbing a bank with villains because that's where money is.
You need money.
Yeah.
Everybody needs money. Money makes the world go around. But then, like, what else do you need to be a villain?
Henchmen.
Yeah. So he goes into a seedy, like, boxing club place that you see in movies all the time.
Like a fight
apparently.
Club.
Like a fight club, yeah. And he is just like, hey, I want you guys to know basically that if you don't become my henchman, you're hurting me. And they're all like, fuck, I don't want to do that. We got to join on as his henchman. Is that sort of the idea?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was actually thinking, like a fighting underground fighting ring before you even said it. So that's really weird. But yeah,
maybe
so they're like, yeah, good, badass, like ripped dudes that are his henchmen.
So what is, now I'm trying to think, like, how do you beat this villain? Like, do you have to find somebody who's so unempathetic that they can't be swayed, or somebody that's lived with like the like fucking cringe, like sitting there at night remembering all the dumb shit you did that against other people that they've dealt with for so long that they can't even be affected by it anymore?
I like that idea because it's just so bizarre that someone's like that much of just cringing at their own past. Like, who would be that kind of person? Like just a nerd?
Millennials, you know?
Because like, would it be like a former like frat boy jock guy who's like, man, I was just like a piece of shit back in the day and cringing at all the stuff he used to do? Or would it be like someone who was super nerdy in high school and being like, I can't believe I wore a Game Boy to school once?
That is embarrassing, but I think you're on the closer side with the jock, because he was actually like the frat boy who's actually being an actual jerk to people.
Yeah, it's just like, to be clear, I did get that right. You wore a Game Boy once, right?
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah. I didn't realize that you were coming at me. I didn't wear it to school, mind you, but I did.
Oh, David, I thought
Halloween.
You wore it for like a school day thing.
No, dude, no, just for Halloween.
Oh well, that's much cooler. Yeah, also, like, very like, who decides to go as the game system?
You gotta think outside the box, bro.
Yeah, that's like most people are like, I'm Mario, and you're like, nope, I'm what plays it.
I'm more powerful than even Mario. I control Mario.
Like, I was trying to bust your balls there, but I gotta be like, that's super like creative. That I never like would have thought of something like that when I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm sure my mom came up with it. I don't remember. I was a little kid.
But yeah, so I feel like, yeah, some like former jock dude who like realized that he was just like a complete piece of shit back in the day and like super cringy about it all the time.
So, and the thing is, like, the Jock doesn't even have to do, like, he doesn't have to be a superhero. He literally is just, like, contacted by the U.S. government, like, go fuck this guy up, because, like, he's not, the guy isn't super in any other way. Like,
No.
he's not super strong. He just has, he's not unlike Professor Persuasion or whatever that we had 80,000 episods ago.
Oh, that was like,
but
one
he's
of our,
more
like,
playing on
first
people's
20.
empathy than he is trying to think that he's like, putting people's empathy into overdrive rather than like mind controlling them.
Yeah, they just feel really bad for him, so they won't like do anything against him. But so, like, does the government like decide we need to like hold a contest for like the most pitiful person or something, and that's how they find this dude?
How would that work? What is the criteria by which they judge who can handle the person who forces people to feel bad for them?
Good question. But I figure it's just like, you know how the government's always watching you anyway on your webcams and stuff, so they have like the information they need. It's not like people need to sign up for it.
Oh shit, you're right.
Also could just like cite like, I love those memes where it's like someone like sends a text, but like one of them doesn't send and the next one does, and like it somehow like gets them like a girl to like be interested in him, and it'll be like, it says like top like FBI agent, like you're welcome or something like that. Have you seen those?
I have, yeah.
Those get me.
There was one I saw recently where it was like, hey, are you going to Joe's party? And the guy tries to send, who's Joe? But a message doesn't send. And the FBI says, what? Be careful in the future, because the kid was about to get hit with a Joe Mama joke.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. So the United States government uses hidden webcams to decide who is the person who feels the most shame, who is now like almost desensitized to it based on what they have seen through the webcam.
Yeah. These people are just like just a husk of a person at this point.
Yes. So all very extremely sad.
Yeah.
But also maybe now they actually feel good because they're able to help the world.
This helps them turn their life around.
So now let's back up. Now we have this antagonist, and of course there's fucking two of us, and now we have to name two characters.
Yep, God damn it.
Good on us.
Yep.
Let's back up. Okay, so we have the sort of person who's going to fight them, but let's back up and say like what is this person doing with their ability that the US government is looking for someone to fight them? Like what are they like?
That's a good point.
They need to be doing something big.
Yeah. What is something they would do? I mean, maybe they're collecting all of one resource of something or hoarding something. Or maybe they're just starting their own country.
From within the United States.
Yeah, like they started in Oklahoma and it's expanding out in like a circle.
Mm-hmm. Getting everybody to agree that they no longer live. They agree that now they live in this new country. Fuck, Tanner. Then we got to name the new country.
Fucking damn it! I'm really killing it today on forcing us to come up with names.
So they're making a new country. To be named.
TBD.
And they're just like, yeah, I am now a citizen of, you know how people declare themselves really stupidly as sovereign
citizen. Yeah.
Now they're not declaring themselves as sovereign citizens. They're declaring themselves as citizens of new country.
Yes.
And so the United States is like, well, fuck. I mean, if you get everybody in air, if you like, this is what revolutions are built on, right? Like if all the citizens in a country or enough of them agree on something that even if it goes against the government, then it doesn't really matter what the fuck the government says. Like
exactly.
So how does, I feel like we're jumping all over the place, but it's important because I think we're kind of growing organically. Can this person just like pop on the TV and be like, and then like, is it via speaking to people directly? Like, is this sort of like what was that Jessica Jones, the purple man? What was the name of the Jessica Jones villain who David Tennant played, who likes, what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. If Drew was here, he would instantly know the name because that's how Drew works.
Purple man.
Is that what it is?
Kilgrave is what they call it.
That's
like
it.
Villain name is the Purple Man, but Zebediah Kilgrave is his actual name.
So his real fucking name is Kilgrave, but he goes with the Purple Man for his supervillain name?
I don't know if it. I'm just reading a Wikipedia article. It's hard to say what he goes.
Dude, you were dealt a pretty good hand in the first place. Why go with Purple Man? Holy shit!
It's sort of just like when kids who have super like conservative parents like really kind of go the other direction and become like really liberal. Well, he was born with fucking Kilgrave, and so he, instead of just like teenage rebellion, he is like, well, I'm gonna go with a really stupid name for my villain name then because I can control that.
Well, that's just such a stark. Wow, I just always thought that was a supervillain name. I didn't think it was his real name.
So. With him in the show, it was like pheromone based.
Oh, okay.
So like, are we saying, what do we want to do with our person? Like we could crib that, but we could also try and figure out, it could also just be like audio, not audio. That's not a word. Based on sounds.
Like talking to him.
Yeah. what would that word for that be though?
Is it auditorial?
Auditory, yeah. So is that how? Is it just if I hear this dude and he makes an impassioned speech, am I just like, yeah, you know what? I would be hurting someone else if I didn't do what he said. So I don't want that.
Yeah, I think that's where I was thinking it was going.
Because then all this person has to do is get on the TV, and it just grows. It's kind of like it snowballs.
Yeah, so he's like a serious threat to like national security because he can just basically turn almost the whole country at once. But I mean, it's not as easy to just if you take over like the 4 main TV channels, you're not gonna get everyone because a lot of people just watch Netflix now. You can't just do a public address on that.
You're right.
So that's why it's not
and
immediate.
It's not like if I'm affected by him and I talk to you that anything happens.
Correct. Yeah, like he has to be the one spreading. So that's why it's taking some time, I think.
Is it permanent? Like,
I guess.
Once I'm in, am I in?
I guess. I mean, how else is he getting more and more people still?
Exactly. I think we kind of, in order to advance this plot, that's how it needs to work.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I like if it were to be like a transmission thing. Well, especially given recent events.
Yeah, that'd be a little too
traveling
real.
person to person seems like a little bit too on the nose.
Yeah. So not that.
So it's just like a permanent if you hear them. So does our hero, I guess in this case, the frat boy, does he have to just knock him out or to kill him or what? How do we shut this down?
Is there an antidote that if you inject it with him, he no longer has the power?
And then it sort of just all falls apart from there.
Yeah.
Because I think as our origin, we sort of had said that this was an experiment based on the rat experiment, which they explicitly said was to help. They were hoping it would help people who don't feel empathy. It was actually explicitly for people who don't feel empathy or who have psychopathic tendencies.
Is that seriously what the study was for?
It did say that. Let me hold on. I can.
Jesus, I did not realize it. Damn.
Where is it? Researchers believe their findings could help scientists discover new drug treatments to increase harm reversion in patients. That's not wanting to hurt other people. In patients who show psychopathic behavior.
Damn.
So maybe he's not maybe he's not a psychopath, but maybe he was just a first test. So he maybe was vaguely unempathetic.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
And so they put it on him, but it had this horrible side effect that now we are talking about.
Yes.
Okay, so we kind of have all the pieces floating around here. So he wants to make a new country. Is this just a control thing?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. The dude just never had people listen to him or care about him before, so he's just going crazy with it, and he started America too.
Now, are you to America?
To America, the Squeakquel.
You really love the Alvin and Chipmunks
movie. The Squeakquel's a great fucking title.
To America, the Squeakquel.
Yeah.
Good. We got one of the fucking names done.
Yeah, we're done there.
So yeah, he just wants to make his own country because he's like, nah, this all sucks, and I don't want to work within the. I mean, he could have just run. I mean, he could have just run for president, but that would take too long.
Yeah, I mean, that's like
he doesn't have to play by the rules.
That's like 3 years really, like of campaign. They say it's like only like 1 year of campaign, but like honestly, you're starting way before the election season.
And how's he gonna get on all the ballots? It's complicated.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll just start my own country.
Yeah, like, fuck that. This is way easier.
Built on the principle that everyone should watch Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel.
Yeah, his favorite movie.
How that did on Rotten Tomatoes.
I want to clarify. I've never seen it. I just love the title.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, just so we're on the same page.
I've never seen it either. I'm looking for. Hang on, I got a Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think it got on Rotten Tomatoes? And this is the critic, not the audience. Well, actually, what do you for both?
I think critics gave it 32%. I think audience gave it 70%.
Okay, so the critics gave it 20%.
Oh, kind of
and
close.
Audience members gave it 49%. So even the audience was like, don't really fucking need this.
Yeah, even
guys.
like the targeted audience that like these type of movies are made for, like majority did not like it.
Now, how did the original Alvin and the Chipmunks go? Let's find out.
I bet that one's certified fresh. I bet it's 70%.
Certified fresh.
Yeah.
No. 28%.
Damn it.
And an audience of 64%.
No, that is higher. That was higher than the Squeakquel though.
Yes. So it was slightly better. And then just, while we're just kind of in here, Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Road Chip, the third movie.
I didn't know there was a third one.
Was the worst of all of them, 15% on the tomato meter with a 50. Well, actually, the audience liked this one better than it liked
the Squeakquel.
The Squeakquel. Unfathomable.
Wow. That's not often you see that.
So I'm just trying to. So Alvin and the Chipmunks came out in 2007. Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel came out in 2009. Then they took a brief 6-year break before coming back with Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Jeez, the original
Road
cast.
Chip.
Wasn't Neil Patrick Harris in those movies?
I think. No, you're thinking of something else.
No, couldn't be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. He was in the Smurfs one, I think.
Oh, that is one I'm thinking of. You're right.
A 2011 film.
In Chip.
This is just the kind of diversion we need. I think people were curious how Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel, did on.
Oh, Alan Tudyk was in the Chipmunks movies. There's a Tudyk.
Oh, really?
Tudyk.
That's how I say it. Or
He's
Tudyk,
in
maybe?
Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked. Oh, he voices Alvin. Wait, no. Yes. No, he plays Simon. What the fuck? This is pointless. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Also, the Smurfs got a 21% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so.
Oh, is Neil Patrick Harris Gargamel?
No, I thought he was just like himself.
Oh, okay.
Well, not like playing Neil Patrick Harris, but like
he's played the Neil Patrick Harris from
he played Patrick Winslow
from the Harold and Kumar movies. He's reprising his role from that.
Yeah, it's a little known fact that Harold and Kumar cinematic universe does include the Smurfs.
Okay, sorry, I will stop going off on actors. What do we need to do?
God. Well, okay. So for the first time in a little bit, I almost kind of wish I had our no. Okay, so we got the origin story. We know what they're doing. So let's maybe and how their powers work. Let's maybe circle back to the final, and then we can get into like costume and naming and shit. So does our hero in this case just come in and he has an antidote. He's just got to get in there and he's just shoots him with a tranq bullet. Or
yeah, does he have to infiltrate the play, like work his way up the ranks to get even close to the guy?
Yeah, he spends the U.S. government has him spend 2 months just watching the Squeakquel, so he can quote it by heart because that's really all this person loves.
So wait,
and so if you want to get far, you got to know Alvin and the Chipmunks, the to the Squeakquel.
Yeah, and like don't even talk about the other Alvin and the Chipmunk movies. He only likes the Squeakquel.
What other ones? That's what you need to say.
Exactly. So he does that. He quotes the whole movie to him the first second he meets him. He's like, "Hey, you should be my right-hand man," and lets him sleep next to him at night. But like on the floor next to the bed.
It's like a power thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I imagine on the first night, I mean,
yeah, then he shoots him in the temple.
And like and then that's it. Victory. You know, they line everybody up in a large sort of cavernous room, and everybody claps, and Princess Leia puts medal on our frat boy, and Chewbacca doesn't get anything.
Why do they get medals? I still don't get it.
Why does anybody do anything? You know?
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
Is it a good point?
What about just like sign out of the call? It's like you just never heard from me again.
God, you're right, Nate.
It really spoke to me there. But yeah, so they save the day by the frat guy knowing the Chipmunk sequel very good. Is that it?
That's it. I think that's it. I think we're sitting pretty. Let's get on to costume. I almost feel like in this case, is there a costume? Well, okay. What do Alvin and the Chipmunks wear in this week? Is he wearing the fucking Alvin outfit where he's got that cap with an A on it and the sweatshirt with an A on it?
I think so, yeah.
Alvin's so fucking self-centered.
But Alvin doesn't wear pants, does he?
Justin Long voiced Alvin?
That's not
Amy Poehler voiced Eleanor, which I think is one of the Chipettes or whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was even a thing.
And Zachary Levi was in this one. What the fuck?
I want to say that he does have pants on, even though Alvin doesn't wear pants.
Yeah, I think it's just for the best.
Yeah.
But they're just like red sweatpants that also have an A on them.
Yes, that works.
Because he really wants to complete the look. Comic book cover. What do we got for this? Hold on.
Go on.
I missed that. Fuck. There's another one of these fucking movies.
I
missed it.
Oh, was there not as long of a hiatus?
Shipwrecked. Of course, they didn't take a 6-year break, so they went 2007, 2009, 2011, then 2015.
Okay, so Chipwrecked.
Alvin and Chipmunks Chipwrecked while playing aboard on a cruise ship. The Chipmunks and Chipettes accidentally go overboard and end up marooned in a tropical paradise.
Okay.
They discover their new turf is not as deserted as it seems.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Zachary Levi did sit this one out, it seems. So
was Justin Long still in it?
He was. Everybody seems to have come back to reprise their role as the Chipmunks and the Chipettes.
Wow. Well, I guess voice acting is you don't have to do as much of a commitment, probably.
Yeah.
But was it 75% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Everybody's wondering. 12%, but the audience 51%. Damn. Probably the greatest difference in critics versus audience here for this movie.
That's insane, but impressive.
Oh man, you won't believe what the AV Club said about this one.
They loved it.
It says quote not available, which I hilarious. Okay, so comic book cover.
Man, I was gonna say it could be like him giving a speech in front of a ton of people, but that kind of gets like Nazi-esque. Probably avoid that, huh?
Maybe. Is it okay? How do you showcase his power? Like, do you have him going into like a fancy car dealership and he's talking to the salesman, and you like see the inner dialogue of the salesman, like wanting to give him the car because he's so afraid of hurting him?
Yeah, that's a good representation. I was like
I just don't know how else to sort of show his power.
Yeah, it's hard to show it in just like one single picture for sure.
He's not a very actiony hero or villain. The only action comes at the end when he gets shot with a trank dart thing.
Yeah.
and you don't want to give that away.
No, obviously, yeah, you can't have that on the cover. Yeah, I think that's a good representation of it. I mean, just him being at some place where you purchase something and then being like, I want to give it to him for free.
Debbie Lynn Elias from Behind the Lens says, Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked is one monk venture you don't want to miss. Fuck you, Debbie.
Chipmunk doesn't need to be shortened.
Monk
my
venture.
God.
Fuck you.
God damn it. Hate this world.
So now my feeble attempt to avoid the inevitable has failed, and we're here. 2 names we got to come up with. So we have Tumerica the Squeakquel for the name of the new country,
Yes,
but what about the hero and our villain?
So the hero can just have a name like Frats McChugs or something like that.
Frat man chugs a lot.
Yeah.
Whew.
I think that's it.
Is that what we want?
Yes.
All right. Frat man chugs a lot. Is the hero, but now the villain. We gotta put a little thought into the villain.
Yeah, something with like empathy.
But he does. Oh, yeah, because
he makes people really empathetic for him.
He makes people empathetic.
Let's see, what are some empathy related words?
Yes. Oh boy.
Jeez, there's not really a lot that works. Give me stuff like rapport.
So what else do we have? What do they call that? It was a harm reversion.
Call what?
I was looking at what they were calling the they call harm aversion is like the name of the thing that we're doing.
Maybe charm aversion because he's so charming. That's why everyone feels bad for him.
No, but aversion.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. I know.
So I got empathy is like pity, sympathy.
Yeah, pity. You could do some sort of like alliteration with pity, like pity police. Tom Pity. Kind of like Tom Petty.
Could he name himself the Emperor of Tumerica the Squeakquel so he could be Empathy Emperor?
Maybe. That's also the best one so far. Yeah, the
appreciation, compassion, insight, sympathy.
I like Emperor Empathy, or the Emperor of Empathy. I like that because
I'm trying to think.
Sounds like a random supervillain name where they just have Emperor in their name for no reason.
The doctor well, I guess he was probably like a
PhD,
yeah.
But still.
But still.
Yeah. I like. Which order do you want?
Doctor Strange would have been called Doctor Strange if he hadn't actually been like would he just been Mr. Strange then?
Well, the thing is, like, his last name actually is Strange. Also, it's not just because like his powers are from like a strange cosmic thing.
Oh God, guys! Here comes Mr. Strange to help us with the multiverse.
It's definitely not as That just sounds like a weird dude who like used to hang out at the public pool too much.
Hi kids, here to help you with the multiverse. Like, no, Mr. Strange, go away.
Please leave. Yeah, so Doctor Strange then is what we're going with. I like the Empathy Emperor, or the Emperor of Empathy.
Right. I like Empathy Emperor. Which one do you want to go
Empathy
with?
Emperor.
We got to pick.
I like the most.
I like that, yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll write it down. So I can
Don't forget to write down Frat Man Chugs a lot.
Oh, I already wrote it down. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God.
Well, are we good?
I think that's it then. That's everything. Tanner, do you want to play us out?
Sure. Let's do it. This is going to conclude issue number 152 of Headline Heroes. this week we created like a couple like things like To America the Squeakquel, Frat Man Chug's Law, the hero of our story, and the Empathy Emperor, who's the bad guy that makes people feel bad for him. At this time, as always, we'd like to thank Brett Jacobson for creating the art for our show. Brett actually does have the powers of making people feel really bad for him, but it's just because he's a really sad guy.
Aw.
Yeah.
But you know, he pulls it off.
Yeah, he makes it look good somehow.
We also want to thank Carl Sorensen. Carl, of course, does the music for our podcast and helps with all the post-production of the audio. If you're interested in working with Carl on any sort of musical project or podcast-related project, you can reach out to him at carljsorensen.com. We are, of course, part of the PodFix Network, a collection of great podcasts that have all banded together under one banner. If you're interested in work, I do this fucking every time. If you're interested in working with them, you know what? Come on over to podfixnetwork.com. But if you just want to listen to the podcast, which is not work, it is very easy to do because they're all great shows. You can still come to podfixnetwork.com. You got links to all the shows. You got links to the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, everything you need. And usually Drew does this part. I guess I don't know. Do you want me to just keep doing it?
If you want, I don't know.
Yeah, so Drew usually does this part, and a little peek behind the curtain. Usually at this point, I have muted myself, and I'm working on writing the episode description and getting all that ready. So I don't usually listen a whole lot. So, if you want to check us out on iTunes and, Google Play or wherever you get your podcasts, leave us a review. That would be great. We have a Facebook page, of course. You can find us on Twitter at @headline_heroes. We have a subreddit, which is, as always, bumping. I'm not even going to go look because I just know it's, I'm going to get inundated with posts and people saying, hey, come join the conversation. Let's see. I said reviews. I said, come check us out. Oh, we have a voicemail number, which, Tanner, you, of course, know off the top of your head.
Yeah,
right?
I 100% have it memorized, and I'm going to start saying it at the end of this sentence that I finished.
Right.
Now it is 319-596-6766.
Yeah, 3766. Yeah, I was just about to, I just said it too. Yeah, so give us a call. I actually don't think we've played a voicemail in a little while. I don't think we've got
someone. Please call us. We're lonely.
And honestly, if you're still listening at this point, thank you so much. I will say that we're getting a little low on those articles again. I think we're down to 8, which is not a small amount, but we usually like to have a little bit of a healthier list.
Yeah.
So actually, I see now one we haven't removed from the list. So
yeah, well, we have a couple we need to add.
Actually, 2 that we have removed from the list. Fuck.
Yeah, we're getting
Please
low.
help us. I don't want to have to do the work myself.
Yeah.
But no. I guess that's it. So thank you for joining us, and we hope you pick up the next issue of Headline Heroes.
Yeah, did it.
We did it.